students. How are you doing today? Hope you are okay. Remember, for the past 2 weeks now, we've been talking about cultism, the meaning of cultism, the reasons why students join cultism, the origin of cults, and some types of cult groups that we have in Nigeria. And don't forget that I'm still your teacher, Mrs. Ibe Angela, your civic education teacher. And today, at the end of today's lesson, we should be able to explain the causes of cultism, state the consequences of cultism, and discuss preventive measures against cultism. Now, looking at the causes of cultism in Nigeria institutions, what are the things that cause cultism in Nigeria institutions? We have some points. Then we'll look at them one after the other. And some of these factors responsible for these cultism activities is number one, parental and home background. Now, some students participate in cult activities, or participation in cult activities may be influenced by their parents' involvement in such acts. You see some students, most times children learn from their elders, or can I say from their parents. So most children participate in cult activities because of what they learn from their parents. And also children from broken homes may also find solace in cultism. A home that is characterized by child abuse, violence, intolerance, insecurity, and hostility may be a breeding ground for prospective cult members. Another cause of cultism is societal decay. The Nigerian adult society generally is materialistic. Everybody wants to belong to the social class. Everybody wants to be like his or her neighbor. You don't even know what that your neighbor is doing to make money. But so far as you are seeing the person driving flashy cars, wearing designers' clothes, you want to belong. You want to be like that person, not knowing the source of the person's wealth. And also some powerful members of the society sometimes unleash this terror on the helpless and defenseless citizens. And some of them recruit young people to perpetrate their evil crime and can also escape the long arm of law because they are rich. Nobody can question them, nobody can ask them anything, but they use the poor ones, the helpless citizens, that the youth that wants to be used, if you should ask me, to carry out all their dangerous activities. And some of these activities are fraudsters, kidnappers, ritual killers, and so on and so forth. And children who grow up in this kind of environment may see nothing wrong with cult activities. That is to say, they can easily join because everything around them, people around them are behaving anyhow and carrying out different activities of cultism. The next one is peer group influence. I've said it in our other class that do not allow your friend to influence you into doing what you are not supposed to do. Your friend must not dictate how your life is going to be like. You have your own say. You have your life to live. Do not allow anybody to influence you. So mostly peer group, the kind of friends you keep, your classmates usually influence you in joining these cultism activities. The next one is government lukewarm attitude. Remember, cultists in educational institutions watch how government officials go scot-free when they commit crime. If you should see a government official after committing a crime, nothing will happen to the person. You'll be like, if this person can go free, what of me? I can do anything I want and nobody will punish me. So you see, this kind of attitude makes students to easily join cult activities without having any remorse. The next one is unconducive learning environments. Learning facilities provided in educational institutions are grossly inadequate to the extent that some students are fraudsters academically. And because of degrees for certificates, such intellectual work or such intellectual weak students join cults to harness the lecturers and officers so that they can be given undeserved marks. When a student don't have any money to offer, or don't have anything to offer to a lecturer, or cannot even bend down to study, the person will start looking for a way to join cult so that he or she can use the power or whatever he gains from the cult members to intimidate the lecturers in order to pass very well in his or her academic pursuits. Now we have the number 6, which is the inadequate religious and moral instructions / education. Some parents don't have time to listen to their children. They abandon their responsibilities as parents to listen or to try to find out what their children are engaged to, and thereby making such a child to join any group or to do anything that he or she wants to do. And mostly again, in schools, most of our religious studies teachers don't really pay attention in making sure that the children they are teaching get that moral instruction from the topic they are teaching, but rather their own is just for the child to pass the exam. It doesn't just end in passing the exam in the religious studies, but rather to make sure that that child gets the knowledge that he or she is meant to get from that particular topic. So that is another way or another cause of cultism. The last one is mass media. The mass media also exposes young ones to so many things. All the Nigerian movies, all the foreign movies we watch, there's nobody to control whatever it is we are watching online. You see the movies we watch, you see actors trying to portray what cult activities is all about without anything trying to stop it. So some children can easily want to imitate them or want to carry out such acts without anybody stopping them. So that is another cause of cultism. Now we'll look at the consequences of cultism. If you are engaged in cult activities, what are the consequences? Number 1 is murder. Murder. Activities of secret cult have led to untimely death of so many people, of so many students in the campus. So I've told you before now that everything about cult activities is dangerous and is harmful. It is deadly. Something you see that at the end of everything, that the reward you get from this thing is death. Why join in the first place? You understand? The next one is expulsion. Some cultists have their educational career terminated abruptly through expulsion or rustication, or they may spend more than the required years that they are supposed to spend in the institutions. The next one is violence. Cultism promotes violence. Every member of any cult group is violent. I've told you this before. Their main aim and objective is to cause trouble and unrest in the society. You can't see a cult member saying that they want to carry out a community service. It's a lie. All they think about is causing trouble in the society. And they also derive joy in fighting one another, using dangerous weapons like axes, cutlasses, guns, and so on and so forth. The next one is spiritual problem. During their initiation, remember I told you that secret cult has this secret way of initiating their members. Most times they take blood oaths. So all their initiation sometimes make you to be exposed to various satanic powers, which will lead to spiritual problem in the end. An example of such a problem is insanity, mental disorder, and hallucination. Now we'll look at the last part of it, which is the preventive measures of cultism, or preventive measures against cultism. The number 1 thing, in order to curb cultism, there should be a definite legislation that will pass a death sentence to anyone found guilty of cult activities on the campuses. Secondly, moral education should be made compulsory in the primary and secondary schools in the country. Thirdly, cultism and its consequences should be treated in the general studies courses in all tertiary institutions in the country, just like we are doing now. The fourth one is parents should take time to understand their children, give enough time to listen to them at home, and satisfy their emotional, psychological, and physical needs. And I will leave you with these assignments. Number 1, which is to state 3 causes of cultism. list and explain 2 consequences of cultism, and mention 3 ways of preventing cultism. Thank you very much and continue to stay safe.